is up, home workout and bodyweight exercise fans? In today's video from It Muscle, I will give you 4 push-up tips that will help you sculpt that sort of Greek god looking, wide, rugged, statue marble chest that we all, I think, aspire to. Now, one of the most amazing things that the ancient Greeks did was design really aesthetic and athletic physiques. You can see this in their statues, their drawings, and I think the main reason that their physiques were so amazing was that the sense of symmetry they had. So back to business, I'm going to start with tip number 1, which is learning to activate the chest. I consider this very important because I see that a lot of people fail to build muscle with bodyweight exercises because they have a disconnect of their bodies, you know. I talked a lot about this with Mike Gillette in the video. I'm gonna link above the interview if you missed it. And it's important, you know, to have that good mind to muscle connection if you want to work on a specific muscle. So the first thing I want you to do is learn to activate this muscle. In order to do this, we're going to take 2 chairs, sit on one, take the other chair and put it between your legs in order to keep it stable. And I want you with your right arm to push against the chair towards the left side of your body while keeping your other hand on top of your chest, you know, just maybe 2 inches above your nipple. So the main function of the pec major, which is your basically the biggest muscle in your chest, the one that gives it that nice wide and bulky look, is arm adduction. As you can see here, as Captain Jack Marrow demonstrates, this is the movement your chest does, you know, the main movement at least. So practice this with the chair. So you have to learn to feel how the muscle activates, and after that I want you to activate the muscle without using the chair, you know. Just keep your arm loose, your right arm loose, and learn to activate the chest just by squeezing it. So once you get accustomed to that, you can move on and start practicing it with push-ups. So lie on the floor, bring your hands close to your shoulders, a little bit wider than shoulder length, and put a little bit of pressure on the floor, a tiny bit. Don't push yourself up yet, and activate your chest muscles. So you don't want to contract them like extremely, but you want to make sure that they are switched on. You know, you can try palpating with one hand and the other. Of course, practice both sides. I didn't mention that before, but you know, of course you have to practice both sides. And what you want to do basically is do the push up your body, and you want to keep that muscle activation at all times. So you're sort of squeezing the rep. You know, if I would give you a mental cue, is squeeze the rep. Once again, don't over contract the muscle, just keep it activated. In tip number 2, we're going to learn how to manipulate our body's weight in order to put more tension on our chest muscles. So in a typical push-up, you're using about 60% of your whole weight on your upper body. The rest of the weight is leaning on your legs. But if you learn to switch that, if you learn to lean more forward and place more weight on your arms, that's a huge game changer for the push-up. You don't even have to you know, hurry up to move on to more difficult progressions and start wearing weighted backpacks. If you learn to do this, you can basically, you know, work on the push-up for a lot more months before you do anything more advanced. So in order to do this, the mental cue I want you to keep in mind is falling forward instead of just sinking into the ground. As you can see here, before initiating the push-up, I'm leaning a little bit forward, and as I'm doing the push-up, I'm falling forward. This way you're going to put more weight on your upper body and more tension on your chest. Keep your elbows tucked in and pointing backwards. A lot of people say that, you know, flaring out your elbows is better for more chest and shoulder activation and keeping them tucked in is about using more of your triceps. But not only is a flared position bad for your shoulder, for nerve impingements and stuff like that, basically keeping your elbows in gives you a stronger base to push from. So if you keep in mind our previous muscle activating Jedi trick, you can keep your elbows closed and still focus on the chest muscles. Our third tip is about keeping your elbows a little bit bent. Now, there is good cheating when it comes to range of motion and bad cheating. Bad cheating in a push-up would be not going all the way down. I see a lot of people constantly cheating the most important part of the push-up, which is getting down on the ground. You know, I basically go so low that I'm sort of I do what I call kiss the floor push-ups, and it sort of looks as if I'm resting on the floor, but I'm not even touching it. I'm just so close to it that, you know, it looks as if I'm resting on it, but you should be always going extremely low. That's the place where your chest is most stretched out, and that's the most important part of the exercise in order to build that chest. So when you're going upwards, when you're pushing up, I want you to always keep your elbows a little bit bent. So, you know, I don't want you to overdo this, but just keep a little bit of a bent elbow. This way you're going to be keeping the tension on the muscle, because when you're locking out your elbows, you're resting your weight on your elbow joint and on your triceps. So a mental cue I use for this tip is to remember that locking out your elbows puts your chest muscles to sleep. And finally, if you want to learn which is the fourth and probably most important tip to sculpt that Greek god wide rugged chest, what you can do is download the book I released today, How to Sculpt a Greek God Marble Chest. It's going to be free for the next 48 hours. You know, I always give this stuff to you awesome followers and supporters for free. All you have to do is make sure you stay posted with the material I release, the videos, and my Facebook page. So hurry up, the offer ends in 48 hours. It's not just a book about push-ups and building a wide chest. It's basically the mindset I've been talking about the last couple of weeks. The mindset I was talking about in the video First Feel and Then Count. I hope you like it. Let me know what you think. Leave some comments in the comment section below about today's video. Maybe you can mention the tips you use to get more chest activation. And until next time, keep on training.